Hi, welcome back to more coverage from CES 2012. I'm with Corsair, with George here, and we're talking about chassis. 5 years ago, Corsair and chassis didn't mix. Suddenly, huge explosion. Now you've got two more. The 300Rs over there. So can you talk us through it, please?
Yeah, no problem. The 300R is our newest case. It's kind of our entry-level chassis. It's designed to be about a $79 entrance level for MSRP. It's designed to be a step below the 400R in a couple ways. And the 400R is really popular. It's our $99 case, but this takes a few things out to get down to the lower price point. It's a little bit smaller, so it's about an inch and a half shorter, but it doesn't sacrifice a lot from a feature set inside. So one of the big differences is it has 7 PCI Express slots instead of the 8 that the 400R has, but it also does include a lot of things that $79 cases don't have. Like it has USB 3 ports, it has native SSD compatible drive trays. It has cable routing holes in the background and a fully blacked out interior. It has tool-free optical drive bays, and the drive trays here are tool-free for 3.5-inch drives as well. It can also fit in really long video cards and power supplies, as we've shown here. So for a $79 chassis, I think the chassis is actually the cheapest part of this entire build because everything in here costs as much or more than the chassis itself. The H60 and H80 are also compatible. And it comes with, by default, a 140mm fan in front and a 120 in the rear, but it is upgradable to have dual 140s in the front or 120s in the front, dual 140s and 120s on top, dual 140s and 120s on the side, and a 120 in the rear. So you can upgrade up to 7 fans for really good air cooling capabilities.
And when's that going to be available?
This is actually shipping now, so it's on the water and should be in the stores in 3 to 4 weeks.
Right, fantastic. If we move over to the Obsidian 550D, just over here. So Corsair on the Obsidian line is known for high-end, high performance. This one's slightly different, and it looks different too.
Yeah, this is a little bit of a departure. Like you said, the 800D was kind of our first chassis. It's a full tower designed for water cooling. The 650D is a mid-tower chassis, or what we call a mid-tower plus. It's kind of designed for air cooling. And the 550D is our newest case in the Obsidian family, and it's designed to be kind of a silent case that can also be a high airflow case. So what we did was we took the success of the 500R that we launched a few months ago, and we said, how would we tweak that if we wanted to make kind of an Obsidian version of that? And one of the things we thought about was, let's make it silent first off, because a lot of silent cases don't really do it very well. And so what we did first off is let's talk about air intake. And when you do air intake, normally you just come straight in the front, but that means that you're going to hear those fans, and the noise from the fans comes out. So we kept the air intake in the front, but it's covered by this door, and there's actually 2 little slits here where the air goes right through. And it's angled away from the user so that you can't hear those fans and the sound comes out the sides. The door itself can be opened from either side, which is another kind of a unique feature that a lot of people will like. This has sound dampening on the inside. The air intakes are on the sides of this, and then you can easily access the dust filter here, which is magnetic. So you can just remove that, and then you have access to the front fan's dust filter. You basically put that back on there.
And as standard, how many fans does this one ship with?
2 120s in the front and a 120 in the rear, so 3 120s. That's the front panel, and then we took some criticism from the end user community who kind of said, you know, we really liked the way the 800D door came off, but on the 650D, they weren't so crazy about these handles, some of them. So I personally like the handles, but a lot of people kind of wanted to go back to that push button. So we added that back on the 550D so that you have the push button side panel removal right here. You pull this off, and you have a very dense closed cell foam for vibrational sound dampening. Inside, it's a very similar chassis to the 500R. We used the skeleton from the 500R to build up some stuff. One of the big differences we changed though was on the drive trays. It's a much more ruggedized plastic with silicone sound dampening on the sides for vibrational reduction for 3.5-inch mechanical drives, and added SSD compatibility again. So we have that there. And these drive trays are actually removable. So this cage can come out for better airflow if you'd like. And then also you can put another fan down here. So like the 500R, this case can actually have up to 10 fans in it.
Most importantly, is it available in white?
It is not available in white, not yet. it's really tough to anodize the color white on aluminum, and this front panel is 100% brushed aluminum. So anodizing it black is the easiest. Silver is also possible, but you can't really anodize white. So we might do like a silver and white version if people really like it, but we'll see. The other flexibility thing that we liked was because silent PC guys have typically had to sacrifice performance, we figured let's give them the option if they decide that, hey, I like my silent PC, but you know what, I'm going to add a second or a third video card. I'd really like to get better cooling. So now, with the touch of a button, you can remove these panels, and you can actually turn your silent case into a high airflow gaming case. And you can put dual 140s and 120s on the side or on top. This side also fits a 200 millimeter. Again, they have the magnetic dust filters that just can peel off and can be added or removed. So
it's literally two chassis in one. Regular, it's fairly quiet.
Yes.
And you'd say if you put a couple of fans on this side and at the top, it becomes a high performance one.
Exactly. And it is fully compatible with like the H100 water cooler, which is actually installed in this right now. You wouldn't put this top panel on if you had the H100 in there, obviously, but I'll do it because I'm not actually running it right now.
So in your own test, how does this compare in maximum performance against, say, the 650D?
By stock cooling performance, the 650D will beat it, partially because it's a much larger case and you have a lot more volume of air in there to commit heat, but you also have nothing to block off your air intakes or whatever. So this is a much quieter case than the 650D by stock, but it's not quite as cool. If you pop these off the side and the top, you get to close to parity, and if you add fans to these, you get actually significantly higher cooling potential than the 650D does. So if you wanted to, buy a 550D, which is going to be about $149 MSRP, and then add a few fans to it, you could get some really good performance out of it. And I think that this is going to be kind of a really nice balance between performance and silence for people, where they can choose where on that scale they want to be and tweak it themselves. And then, like I said, the door is reversible and removable. So if you don't like the door on it, you can take it off completely.
And does this give a hint of where Corsair is going with chassis? So it's a bit of hybrid.
I think that the thing we want to do with chassis is give customers as much flexibility as possible. At the end of the day, it really is important that a customer that buys a Corsair product feels that he has the flexibility to do whatever he wants with it, and we shouldn't mandate what they do.
Right.
So we'll give you the options, you guys do what you want with it, and that's what I want to do, is read forums and see how people use our products in interesting ways.
And last question, is this also shipping now or on its way?
Both of these are on the water right now, so 3 to 4 weeks you guys should see them in stores.
Right. Thanks very much, George.
No problem.
Do check back for more coverage from CES 2012 with Hexus.